Welcome to the Workplace Ninja Connect podcast.
Straight from the community event in the Netherlands. Smart conversations, sharp insights, and stories worth sharing. This is the Workplace Ninja Connect podcast.
So, good afternoon. It's afternoon, it is recording. So, we have a full day of Workplace Ninja Connect here in the Netherlands. Full day of even speakers and sessions about topics.
Yeah.
My name is Frans Oudendorp, co-hosted.
Michel, Vliet.
So we're still here we had a very good lunch. So, if you want to be here, probably next year. And it's
go for lunch.
Only for lunch is already good.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. What is the topic that we dive into? Who do we have on the table?
Let's see first who we have. Yeah, let's introduce him. By day, he's shaping the future as the CTO and Microsoft MVP. By night, he's still talking about AI, but just into a podcast mic. He lives at the intersection of AI, cloud, and the modern workplace. A tech optimist, public speaker, and fellow podcaster who believes AI should help humans but not scare them. Gerjon Kunst.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
But let's start with a small introduction. Who is Gerjon?
Small introduction. People who know me know that I can talk a lot and talk fast, but I'll do my best to keep it short. Gerjon Kunst work as a CTO at Rawworks at the intersection of what you said, workspace, data, AI, and all the things in between. I had a hobby that was computers that became my job, and it's still the best hobby to have. And that's what I do. I do a lot of consulting at customers, helping them start up their AI practice, doing proof of values, etc. And helping customers get to the next step in their being more proactive in their business. So a really cool subject, a really cool thing to spend a lot of time on.
The topic that we dive in today is AI related, of course. Microsoft Recall. You did a session on that. Is that you talked on your day job? That's AI. That's not only AI on Windows. That's possibly a bit broader than only that.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit more what AI is in the day job that you have at the moment?
Yeah, sure. So AI is mostly the enabler to do business process automation and then make it more smart. So what we do a lot at customers is look at, okay, what's the business process you have? Of course, you have the Copilot and the modern works things that help me write a Word document, summarize an email. Awesome. But the really big business value comes when you can use a process with a little bit of AI to enhance people's workdays, to make the mundane stuff, to automate away the mundane stuff using business process automation, a little bit of AI to get to make the work of the people more fun. Yeah. And that's what we do, and that's what a lot of my time is wasted / spent on that. We do that mostly using the Microsoft stack. So I'm a Copilot Studio MVP, so that's my go-to tool. And sometimes Copilot Studio does not do the trick for some reason, and then we use other tooling. But we also see in the market that because of everything that's happening in the world, that people are sometimes a little bit scared of using AI in the cloud and want to do it more privately. So we are now also doing engagements where we run AI locally on servers, Mac Minis for proof of values, whatever.
Right. And before we dive into the topic, during lunch, we had some discussions on AI. Someone was explaining AI is so overhyped and that kind of stuff. The bubble will possibly in the near future we will drive a nail into it and then it will explode.
Yeah.
But is that really? Because I see some differences, but I'm really interested in how you are seeing that. Copilot, security Copilot, so it's added to a current product where it can help automation, yeah, definitely it has added value. But all the companies that are popping up related on AI, doing stuff at it, is that really overhyped? What is your opinion?
Well, as with everything that's on top of the market, there's a lot of hype involved. So yes, I think there is some kind of bubble, and there will be some depreciation. You can see, for example, that I think it's NVIDIA that's investing in Oracle, that's investing in OpenAI, that's investing in NVIDIA, and so the money loop is round. So people siphon around money to get to the next level, and there will be some bubble that's going to burst. But if you look at the bare essence of AI, it's a really awesome tool, like a phone, like a laptop, like all the other inventions we've had in the past that help us be more efficient and make our work more fun.
Yeah.
So AI, in the basis, is a really awesome tool that can help us. And yes, there is hype, because everyone can do a little bit of vibe coding and can build stuff, and everyone can build an AI and look what I made. But getting all that stuff into production on a enterprise secured level is a different cup of tea, and those are the things that we see a lot. That the customer says, "Well, I built my own app; it's much better than your app." Okay, can you try it with 5 users? Oh, I get an error. Okay, fix the error. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Will help you. But that's a lot of the and what you also see in the AI that is a consumer-driven innovation. We see a lot of stuff like the Moldbot, OpenClaw stuff. There are a lot of people can install a little bit of software on their laptop, and they can let their whole digital life being run by an AI, without any guardrails constraint on what's happening. And people just do that because it's fun and cool, and they don't think about the consequences. But they also take all that innovation with them to their job.
Yeah.
And that makes it really scary.
Talking about jobs, before we diving into the topic,
that's fine.
Jobs. Does AI remove jobs like that? Related, everyone is talking about AI, and my job is probably not necessary anymore in the future. Probably some tasks were removed, but are there really jobs removed from factories, from offices, whatever?
Well, the way I look at it is, yes, most of our jobs will stay, and AI will enhance our job, make it more beneficial. We can do more with less and make it more fun. There are some jobs that might become less attractive / obsolete, but all this AI stuff also needs to be maintained, needs to be developed, needs to be trained, needs to be whatever. So I see it like the Industrial Revolution or any other big revolution we've had. Yes, our jobs will change, our lives might change, and some of the jobs we did in the past are not relevant anymore, but there are new jobs that coming that also needs to be done. So as long as you as a person are willing to innovate and willing to change, if you say, well, I've done this for 25 years, I'm not doing anything else, then then there might be a problem for you in the market. But as long as you're willing to adapt to change and look at the opportunities it will bring, and it can bring, then there is a bright future ahead.
Totally agree.
Actually, there was a bank in the news a couple of months ago who mentioned that they were firing a couple of thousand people.
Yeah, and I read that
because of AI.
Yeah, but I didn't read the article. I heard it. I didn't read the article, but I would be curious what kind of jobs.
Yeah.
What they also do is they use AI as a cover up to
Yeah, true. Yeah.
to lean up the company to get rid of some people, and they need a reason to say, okay, well, we can do your job with AI.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, use the bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Talking about bubbles and the topic of your session today, Microsoft Recall.
Yeah, awesome tech. Yeah.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so for the people that don't know, Microsoft has released a tool called Microsoft Recall. What it does, it lives on your computer, or it can live on your computer if you choose your pill. But if you choose to enable it, it will take a screenshot of your active screen every few seconds, and it will analyze what it's doing, and it will put that in a big database. That's awesome, because if you forgot something you've done 3 weeks ago and you thought, I went to a website where they had shoes for sale, but I don't know which website, you can type in, I had some black shoes, and can you find them for me? And Recall will help you go back in time to that moment. It will show you the screenshot of what you were doing, and it will say, okay, this is this website, click on it to go there. And to work further on it. And that's really awesome if you're like me, forgetting to tie your shoelaces every morning. So if you forget everything that you're doing, that's an awesome way to recall what you already forgot. The scary stuff is it takes a screenshot of your active screen every 5 seconds. And if you have your personal WhatsApp open on that laptop, it will take a screenshot of your personal WhatsApp. And if you, for example, have a sensitive document open and you haven't configured recall the correct way, it will take a screenshot of that classified document, and it will be in your recall memory for as long as as long as you have configured it. And so that's really, and that's something that I told in my session. Well, it's really cool tech, and it might help, but there are a lot of guardrails that you need to implement to make it secure in the enterprise. So you need DLP, you need applications that you want to exclude, you need websites you want to exclude. There's a lot of thinking about, okay, if we're going to use this tool to let our users be more productive, there are really a lot of steps you have to take to do that in a really controlled, secure way. And there's another problem, and that's something that I tried, and where there is some kind of security gap. If you have to bring your own device, so you take your own laptop to school day, and you log on the corporate environment on your corporate Office 365, it will take screenshots of that. And because it's running on your own laptop and it's not controlled by the company, it can do that. And that makes it a bit scary in bring your own scenarios. Yeah. So it's a really cool tool, and I have showed some demos and some things that I found out during testing. I've used it for 3-4 months. And it is cool tech and it will solve something, but one of the major questions that I tried to answer in the presentation, is this a problem we're trying to solve, or did we have a solution using AI where we created a problem for? And that's that's what we see more with AI. We have great use cases for AI. Yeah, let's do that, but what's the problem we're trying to solve? Yeah. And that's what you see in with this recall. It will, for a number of people, it will really benefit them. But I do IT for 20, 25 years. Yes, I'm that old. But for me, it helped me. I used it for 3-4 months. It helped me once to find something that I lost.
Because that's the feedback I hear a lot. The search functionality is limited or doesn't work that great.
Yeah, it was one of the examples that I also used in the session is I had a customer that wanted me to help them with a Power App. And I thought, okay, well, let Recall do the screenshotting. Well, he shares his screen. Then I have a complete documentary of what we did and how we solved it. But for some odd reason, he didn't capture the shared screen. And I found that out afterwards. So and that's one of the things that when you're using it and you configure it, you have to tell your users, okay, this is what it will do, this is what it won't do, and it won't do it because of that. But if you want to do that, well, that can't be done because it's not. Well, it does screenshot Teams meetings, but it doesn't screenshot shared screens.
Yeah. And basically, in the first previews of Windows, it was enabled by default.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of buzz around at that moment when that came in preview. How is it? How is that nowadays? Is it turned off by default, and you must take the changes?
Yeah. So the first version of Recall was enabled by default, and everything was stored in a database, unencrypted in your local profile. I have a slide in my presentation saying all great ideas go off to a bad start, and that was something. So the idea was great, but they missed a step. Yep. What they do now is the information that is used in Recall is stored in a virtual enclave, some kind of Hyper-V image that's stored on your device, completely hidden from the OS, and no one can reach it. Only you can reach it if you have biometric stuff enabled. So the Hello ID on your Hello for Business on your device, then you can edit it. So it's only for you. So the first version wasn't that good. It's a lot better now. And with default, it's disabled. You can also uninstall it, because in the early days you also couldn't uninstall it. And if you do enable it, the user also has to opt in. So that there's a double hop there, and then they need to know, and then they need to. Okay, so every time I go into recall, I have to have my screen in front of the camera, or my head in front of the camera to log on to do stuff. So on the security bit, they really stepped it up.
Just curious, what is in your opinion, the biggest security or privacy risk that we need to be aware of when using recall?
Yeah, well, what the company can do is they can if it's on a company-owned device, it can use DLP to filter out sensitive data. You can say, well, you can screenshot Teams.exe or these and these websites. You cannot use those, which works really good if you have a supported browser like Chrome or Edge. Yeah. I use Comet on my laptop. That's an AI-assisted browser where you can just type in, do that for me, and it will do that. That browser is not on the supported list, so I got the something from my company with in Dutch the loonstrook. Really something to check every month.
Payslip.
The payslip. Yeah. Thank you very much. My English is not always up to par, and I opened it in Comet, and the screenshot was just taken, and it was in recall. So if you are a user that uses recall on a company device, but you also do private stuff, there's a big chance all that private stuff is being recorded into recall, which can be a real security issue. For example, if you use Hello for Business to log on to the thing, but you also have a PIN code.
Yeah, but if it's saved in recall, the example that you give, my payslip takes a screenshot, it's saved in recall on my company device. Can a sysadmin access my recall and use it?
No, it's purely for you, and the only way you can access it is using the biometrics from the device to log on to recall. Yeah. But a lot of companies use their face and a PIN.
Yeah, I totally agree. But
and a lot of people use 4x2 or 4x0 as the really secure PIN to log on to laptop so they don't forget the password. And then anyone who knows that password can log into your recall and see what you were doing.
Yeah, I agree. But in most cases where I work, the devices are personal. Shared devices maybe not, but
it's your device.
Yeah, you can disable it for that specific piece of devices.
Yeah.
And if I use recall and it takes a screenshot of my payslip into recall, I'm the only one who can access it.
Yeah,
so
there's no
from
way
a privacy perspective. Yeah, it's on a company device, but it's not directly accessed by someone else.
No, the company, there's always a scenario in my head. I'm leaving my company and I forget to wipe my laptop because everything is locally stored on the device. So there's no interaction with any clouds. So that's why you need an NPU in your Copilot Plus PC with a local NPU, because everything is stored on the device. It's not transmitting anything to the cloud. It also works on an airplane. So as long as you wipe the device when you leave the company, everything that you watched and done is gone with the wind. So my advice would be, and don't tell them I told you, is to drop some water on the laptop before you... I think it's broken.
Yeah, but luckily I'm independent, so.
Oh yeah. Then you don't have the problem. No. But most of the companies have a really cool, solid offboarding where they get a laptop back. The first thing to do is they wipe it, they reset it in Intune, it's autopiloted, and then it's back again. But all the data is gone.
Yeah.
You just briefly mentioned it already, but in your session you will talk about training the beast.
Yeah, taming the beast. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot about, okay, what are ways that security and IT admins in a company can do to, if you want to do this, first off, if you don't want to do this, what you need to do, so that's just disable the opt-in so users cannot use it. But if you do want to use it, what are some steps to do this in a controlled way? So, and that's looking at DLP, looking at the guardrails, looking at the business applications you do or do not want to have included in recall. Do you know any private apps that most users will use? So WhatsApp Web, for example, or Signal Web, whatever. Those are tools that are, and a lot of tools are also installed in the local user profiles, for example, Spotify. So you can exclude all those apps. So you can build a baseline and say, okay, well, if we enroll it like this, we have 95% chance that everything that it will capture is business data, business-related data. And if the DLP is inputted correctly, then it's okay. And then the tedious part comes of training your users to, this is what it can do, these are the conditions when it works, these applications works, and if you use the application like this, it doesn't work, and if you use it like this, it will work. So there's a lot of adoption involved. What I found, and I'm in IT, I think, oh, well, how can it be? It is a new application, but using it the correct way and knowing when it will capture and when it doesn't capture and what it will capture and won't capture. Because one thing that I found out is, for small sidestep, but it does not use in private browsing, it will not use into recall. But if you have a different application that it will snapshot in the front and your in private browser is in the back, it does screenshot the whole screen. So your in private browser might just still be captured if you're not. And all those things you have to tell your users if they want to use it the correct way.
Yep.
So is it a feature that you would recommend in organizations at the moment? Because
Well,
It depends.
it depends, of course. Yeah.
Consultancy and it depends. I would say, if you have a company, and there are two things. One, if you have a company and you have these Copilot Plus PCs enabled inside your company, or it's something that they can buy, please, using Intune or whatever tooling you have, disable the recall so it can be enabled. And you can enable it in a way
Controlled.
if you think it will add value, but you can test it. One of the sheets in my everybody has a right to their own experiences, so I would advise you to test it. The other thing that you might be worried about is the bring your own scenario where Frans comes along with his Copilot Plus laptop and he's screenshotting away in the environment of you. You have to think about that. And it also it does not, for example, it does not automatically capture AVD if you use AVD or Cloud PC, but it does capture Citrix, Workspace or Omissa, unless you exclude them.
Yeah.
So then you have to think, okay, but I'm using a bring your own scenario, so people log on to Citrix. Okay, how can I block the Citrix images from being captured? So then you have to do something on the Citrix side to eliminate screen capture.
Yeah.
Because if screen capture is not, well, in the end, what it does, it uses the screen capture API. That's on Windows. So if the screen cannot be captured, then you're good. But there are a lot of security things and adoption things that you have to think about. So it's really cool tech, but for now, I would say disable it and do a small proof of value with a few colleagues to see if this would benefit you.
And talk to your privacy.
And please include your CISO, privacy officer, compliance officer, and all those people, and help them understand that this is a wave that is coming. And Ken had this morning had a session about all the things that are coming to these AI PCs. There are a lot of features coming that will run locally on the device using AI, which are really cool. Recall will, in some way or form, stay. Might not be this form, they might think of something else. I read an article on Tweakers online that they are thinking about giving recall be less prominent in the Windows environment, in your desktop. But this is also a problem that I don't think it's going away. So you have to think about this and address this with your compliance, so all your security friends, and think about a policy. Okay, how are we going to tame this beast?
Yeah. What are we going to do?
I can talk all afternoon. I have a session in a few, but...
In 5 minutes, so... no, I'm joking. Do we have some other questions? I think we have.
Probably, yeah. Let's see. How do you see features like recall changing the daily workflow? That's... Well, you already talked about some of them, but...
Yeah, well, like I say, AI will change your lives, I think, fundamentally because of all the added stuff you can do with it, both on your laptop and whatever device you're using. Yeah. Microsoft is heavily invested in everything that's AI related, so we will see more features coming, and the features will get better and better and better. So AI is here to stay. AI is here to change our lives, work lives and private lives. And for us, it's a way to navigate through the hype to get to, okay, this is something that I can really use, and this is something that is not for me.
Talking about community, you're also running a podcast.
Yeah.
Small plug.
Yeah.
Just a small
What
one.
is it? What is it all about?
You can insert the commercial music here. Now, I together with my friend James O'Regan, he lives in Ireland. I do a podcast called The Impact of AI Explored, where we do a bi-weekly podcast and talk about how AI impacts our lives as IT professionals and also as a normal user. And we try to have every 2 weeks a different guest. We did 2 or 3 podcast episodes about recall already with, for example, Brian Madden.
Yep.
We recently had Christian Brinkhoff on for how AI is going to work in the cloud PCs and how that it might help us, and how the agentic AI, so the AI just being solve this problem for me, and AI will solve it and come back to you saying, I'll solve your problem. That agentic stuff, how that can run on a cloud PC while you're on running on a treadmill in the gym. So a lot of, well, we like our own podcast, sorry, but a lot of cool stuff to talk about, think about, and it's a 45 minutes. So if you have an hour drive and you like this voice and the voice of James, and mostly we do let our guests do the talking because they have the best voices. But listen, impactofaiexplored.com is where you can find all the episodes, and we're really enjoying it.
That's more like the productivity side. Is it also security copilot related?
We haven't had a guest on for that, but we are looking at the list of possible subjects, and this is on it. For example, one of the cool things, we had an Emmy Award-winning director on who is using AI to make movies, and how they look at how AI is changing their world and their life, saying, well, AI gave us a tremendous amount of creativity because we can do, for a limited budget, we can create really cool stuff, but it also floods the market with crap.
Yeah, definitely. Now, okay, look, we do some podcasting. When you have the transcript, putting transcript in AI, getting a title, a description for your YouTube or your Spotify stuff, making a LinkedIn announcement for that specific episode and that kind of stuff, that is where AI really helps, because normally you need to go through the transcript and make a description and all that kind of stuff. That takes a lot of time. Also, AI within video and audio editing.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
That's helping.
Helping a lot. Yeah. So if we record a podcast, from recording to putting it on YouTube, it's mostly an hour.
Yeah,
So
and before.
Before AI, it was I think the first few podcasts we were still learning, and then it took us six to 8 hours on editing, changing, and now we can do. Okay, we're done. Download, edit it, change it, upload it, create the transcript, use the transcript to create a YouTube, to create the LinkedIn post, etc. And within an hour, we can have it online.
That's exactly the experience that I have as well. So.
Yeah, it's really for us having a full-time job, doing this because we like it and being on a tight budget.
Yep,
it's awesome tools.
Yeah.
Good.
Final question.
No, well, we've got another about technology, I guess.
Yeah. Final question.
We'd like to close off all the podcasts with a somewhat personal question.
Oh dear.
So when you're completely unplugged from technology, what's your favorite way to spend a free day?
Ooh, unplugged from technology.
Or do you never get unplugged?
That
Was the last sentence in the description?
Well, when I'm not using technology, I like to go to the gym to do a little bit of exercising to compensate for my lifestyle. I like eating and drinking, and to compensate that, I do CrossFit, and so that's my way of unplugging and taking a walk, just leaving my phone at home and just taking a walk in the woods.
Yeah.
And the strange thing that happens is, when there's silence, the ideas start to flow. You should try it. We are so flooded with everything that's happening that our mind has no time to really be creative. And if you just unplug and just go, no music, just you in the woods, and then I always get my best ideas. So I have old school pen, pencil, and then write. And then I come home and say, okay, I need to do this. And my wife says, oh, you've been to the woods again? Yeah. Sorry, I'm in the basement all evening building stuff.
Lately, I hear a lot of people doing Lego.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have 3 kids, so every time I come home with a Lego set and I turn my back around, then the Lego set is already built, destroyed, and rebuilt again.
We've got the Titanic. That's taking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Then you have a better budget management than I, because I can buy it. But
We can talk about it.
Well, I heard online that you can rent Lego. You can. So that's always, if you can buy it, just rent it. And so, but Lego is also something you need to be away from the tech and let your mind flow free.
Yeah.
And, and it's because of our jobs, we're in IT, so everything that we do requires a screen, because we're that's how we work. At least that's how I work. And then it also takes sometimes a little persuading for myself. Okay, I can leave it now. No worries. No one's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
And actually, Lego is also shifting to smart blocks, so they're going to technology as well.
Now
so
that's not that's not helping. Then I need my phone again to program the Lego.
Yeah. Too bad. Yeah.
So let's finish up.
Yeah.
I heard enough Lego. So let's finish that one. Thank you, Gerjon, for being here, being awesome, and being in this podcast. I'm really happy the knowledge that we've shared on AI, looking into the future. So let's see what the future brings. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, and I say it on multiple occasions, but I think just as a closing note, it's a great time to be alive. Seeing what happens now, seeing something fundamental like AI, how it's going to affect us all, and it being in a time, and also being in IT where you can have a little bit of steer in how we are going to use it. Because if you're a user in a company and saying, here you have Copilot and you don't want to use it, but it's okay, we also have a little bit of control about where we're going. But it's an awesome time to be alive and to witness that something as big as this is happening now. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. And if you want to know the next recording, so let's have a quick look on the global secure access and Defender topics that we cover in the next one with Christopher Broom and Fabian Bader. So if you want to know what that is all about, tune in, have a look at our socials to see the announcement. With that, I say until next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This was the Workplace Ninja Connect podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the Workplace Ninja Connect podcast. Stay curious, stay connected, and keep sharpening your ninja skills. See you next time.